Hello, I'm Clint Polhamus. I wrote this book called No Medicine a few years ago, and I retired from practice in gastroenterology about 5 years ago. Before gastroenterology, I was in internal medicine for about 10 years in the military. And although this book is available, I don't think that a lot of people are aware of it. And also people learn in different ways, and so I wanted to go ahead and create a video to try to cover some of the high points of the book. Anyway, I'll start by talking about medicine in general. So people don't understand a lot about medicine, and they weren't taught it in school, and so they rely on a lot of individuals to help them with this. And sometimes there's disinformation out there that can cause confusion. At any rate, you should be aware that there are, of course, different specialties in medicine and different amounts of training involved. So you have, in a typical doctor's office, you might have a medical assistant who has some training in medicine. You have a nurse practitioner who also has some training in nursing and in medicine in general. And then you have physician assistants who have training in medicine as well. You can look up the amount of training online if you so desire. In terms of medical doctors, there's osteopaths, and there's also medical doctors, or MDs. And your medical doctor generally has 3 to 4 years of medical school in order to get an MD. And then beyond that, you usually have to do a year of internal medicine or rotating specialty practices. And it ends up being about a year. And then you go into what's called residency for 2 years in terms of internal medicine. And then from there, you can go on and do further specialty training, such as cardiology or gastroenterology or other specialties. And you may end up going to different institutions for these various training blocks. When you're talking about people who are foreign trained, such as in India or in Mexico or different countries, oftentimes they have to come into the U.S. and do further training in a U.S. institution to get certified. There are also cases of fraud where you have people who have never attended medical school who are practicing without a license illegally. Hopefully you won't run into those people, but they do exist, and there's quite a bit of fraud that occurs in Medicare billing, which has been addressed and will continue to be addressed. Internal medicine is a specialty of adult medicine, and generally requires 3 years of training.